They rigged the election. Oh, I see. I see. So basically what happened is that, yeah. So these are the different parties, and you can run for multiple parties. So the Protect Animals Party and also the Republican Party nominated Curtis Silwa, and the Working Families Party, I'm assuming, and then also the Democratic Party nominated Zoran Mandami. Is that accurate? Zoran? Or it's Zoran, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Zoran. Yeah, this is a intentional misunderstanding. And let's see if I can find any more of this here. And so, and this kind of stuff, by the way, this stuff to me is very, very frustrating for me to see because it's just misinformation. It's intentional misinformation. If you designed a ballot to confuse voters on purpose, it would look exactly like this one. They asked for voter ID, right? Is this confusing? I will say this. I think that this is just my opinion, but I think having the same person on the ballot twice is really confusing to people, and you should only have one person on the ballot for each party. Like, you shouldn't be able to have the same person on for multiple parties at the same time. Like, it is confusing. I think it's just bad design, right? They definitely didn't try to make it easy. Yeah, exactly, right? Which version of Zoran wins? Well, it probably gets combined, right? But it's just confusing for people to see it. But the instructions explained it. The instructions explain this. Have you ever talked to a person? Like, have you ever talked to a person? You really think you're gonna just, oh, well, it's explained to them. That doesn't matter. They're retarded. The average person is retarded. So you can't expect that to happen. Incorrect IDs aren't required, but address confirmation and signature are. Zoran is on twice because the nominee for both Democratic parties. Yeah, like, I think that just in general, having the same nominee on there for multiple times is confusing for voters because they're going to start thinking, well, should I vote for this one or should I vote for this one? Or should I vote for this one or should I vote for this one? It's just very confusing for people, right? And I think that overall you shouldn't have that because it's just confusing. And I get that obviously for a lot of people it's not confusing. And, you know, if you have above a room temperature IQ, you immediately see what's going on here. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter, right? Let me go back and see if I can find the rest of this. Just exposed New York City's election fraud. It's a fraud to his followers. No ID is required. Is that true? Let me see if I can find it. As we approach election day, just remember it's time for residents to remember. I mean, I don't really see how playing the 9/11 clips is just not really gonna work, man. It's just not. Zoran was like 9 years old when this happened. It's not like he was supporting 9/11. He actively said that he didn't support Hassan at a debate. At a debate, he actively said that. I mean, what more do you want him to do? Muslims died to it? Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, so American Brains Are Fried. I understand that a lot of people have criticisms of Muslims or of Islam, etc., but I don't really think this is a very strong point to make. I just don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Our election is rigged. No ID is required.
You have no
If
more
you
room.
don't need an ID to vote, that's retarded. I'm sorry. I think that is absolutely fucking retarded. You should 100% need an ID to vote. Yeah, it's rigged. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean you don't have an ID to vote?
You have it.
Yeah, what is this? Also, your Twitter algorithm is mad racist? I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure other people are going to get different versions of it. But I do wish, by the way, you're bringing up a very good point. I wish that there was an aggregation system on Twitter that just showed the most talked about and the most popular things in terms of a topic rather than things that were based off of an algorithm. So instead of like, they should have a for you and also a top instead of just a top. So like the for you would be tailored specifically to your algorithm, and then the top would be the actual top posts discussing the topic. So that's in my opinion, right? That's what I think they should do. So a general version, yeah, exactly, right? And that way people aren't confused. They don't know what they know what's going on, etc., right? That's my opinion. I could be wrong about this, but that's still my opinion. But anyway, let's go back over here. Top is top for you. Yes, exactly. But it should not be that. And let me go back. I'll see if I can find a few more of these here. Meanwhile, it's New York election day in New York City. This is just, bro, like, oh my god. Oh man. Zoran Mandami is listed twice on the ballot. Well, let's see what the odds for him winning are. Let's pull it up. $400 million have been invested, or I don't know, like wagered, I guess maybe, on the New York mayoral election. Zoran has a 94% chance of winning.
What is?
There you go. Holy shit. Yep. New York is cooked. I mean, if they're cooked, then they deserve to be cooked. It's their right to be cooked. That's the way I see it. Put $1 on Como. Well, now you don't have $1. I mean, he's gonna win. Like, it's so obvious he's gonna win. If you don't think he's gonna win, you're out of your fucking mind. So what happened here when Andrew Cuomo went down so much? Like, he went from like what the fuck happened in June? Yeah, did he started talking? Oh, he started talking. He didn't win the primary. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. And then, yeah, he was basically the one that was going to win. And then I guess probably this was when the debate happened, probably June 14th, somewhere around there. And that's probably whenever, you know, that Israel thing came up, and then it went back up, and then after he lost the primary, and then things totally changed. Okay. Yeah, I get that. All right, he was human? Yeah, I guess so, right? And he couldn't do 100 bench press. Well, I remember seeing that, the Zoran bench press thing. That was, you know, definitely, I think that affected him probably more than a lot of other things did. I think that probably affected him more than calling him Calmania does, right? I mean, like, I would say so. And let me see if I can find this. Massive turnout in New York City so far. Over 450,000 election day votes. On track to end up with 2 million plus total. All else equal, it should benefit Cuomo. That's accurate, actually. Usually people that are, like, I would say, like, Cuomo is, like, I think he's also a Democrat. But, you know, he's, like, more of a Republican Democrat than, I guess, Mandami is, right? Faking the bench press? Yes, clearly, right? Is establishment Democrat? Yeah, so, like, establishment, probably that's going to get more, like, direct on that day voting. And let me go back. Let's see if we can find a few more of these here. Real estate agents in Florida after the New York City mayor election. Yeah, I guess so, right? New York City ballot is rigged as fuck. Mandami twice. Cuomo buried bottom right like the trash. Silwa front page, but to split the vote. No ID fraud test. Can't you just look at the old voting ballots and just see, like, really if this is the same or not? How are so many people so dishonest about this? Now, and this is also another thing, too, is I just want to pull this up and just, like, look at it. So, no ID is crazy. It is. Why is everybody retarded nowadays? I think that you should take this and you should move it over here. I think it is actively confusing, and I guess, oh, maybe they don't do that. Yeah, it's confusing and it's hard for people to see. Why is it, who does this? Like, in every single type of written language, in the English language here in America, everything is centered to the I guess to the left. Yes, to the left. But here it's centered to the right. I think the reason why it's centered to the right is so people will be less likely to vote for the candidates that are on this side. I think it's just a basic scam. It's a straight up scam. It's a line to the right. Yeah, it's a line to the right. Or to the left, I mean. It's a dark pattern. Yeah, this is an unironic dark pattern. And this has nothing to do with, like, New York or anything like that. A lot of, so these are things that I would do, right? If I was president, okay, if I was in control of everything, I was the king, right? I was Trump. I would make it to where voting, like the voting day is a national holiday. I would make it to where you can't vote straight ticket. And I would also, this is a big one, I would not include the party that people are part of on the ballot. I wouldn't. I would get rid of it. I think that is a huge problem. Oh yeah, and you need an ID. If you're so retarded that you can't figure out how to get an ID, I don't want you to vote. You shouldn't even be making decisions for your own life, not to mention other people's. So yeah. About no names, just only positions. So like a ranked choice. Well, I don't know about that. And you have to know who you're voting for. No more parties. Haha, that would be good. Yes, exactly. Make them take a civics test. So I would say that every 10 years, you probably should have to take a test about voting. And if you don't know, like if you can't pass basically a basic American citizenship test, you probably should not, like, I would not let you vote. Straight up, I would just not let you vote at all. I think, by the way, if that happened, everything in the world would be better. How about a money gift from voting, $20? Yeah. Identity politics without ID? Oh, it would be no identity politics. Like, I would go and do this. There we go. And get rid of these. This would be my ballot right here. Oh, and then I would remove this. Remove this and remove this. It's redundant and confusing to the voter. And I would move these guys over to here. So yeah, to be that simple. Voting should just be Loot Council? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know why. And by the way, why is it not like that? It seems so obvious, right? Like, I mean, any retard would come up with this. It's not like you have to be a fucking genius to figure out that this is a stupid system. It's the same as like this. Why is there a space here between these other people? Well, I don't know why there is at all. I have no idea. Probably because it's another fucking piece of bullshit. Now, maybe there's a reason, but it sure seems like, oh, it's safe and affordable. I see. I see. So it's a category all the way down. I get it now. And let me go back over and see if we can find it. But the top ones, I get it's the grid. Yeah, now it makes a little bit more sense. But, like, how are you going to vote for this guy, Ishmael, whenever he's all the way over two white boxes over? Like, I mean, look at this right here. Ishmael is getting fucked. He's getting fucked. Like, what is this? Why is it over here? It's stupid. Yeah, he's alone. Yes, exactly. And it's like you can't come up with another way of doing this. I don't know what to say. You're telling me the average voter can't read unless it's 2 lines across. So I'm gonna pull up this message. Okay, I'm gonna read it out to chat. Are you telling me that the average voter can't read unless it's 2 lines across? Yep. That's right. Oh, yeah. That's right. 100%. They are so stupid. You have no idea. Do you remember you have such a high opinion of average? Yes, exactly. And think about also, keep in mind, average, half of them are below that. So if an average person would get confused, think about what a 20%er would do. Well, if the name is on there twice, do I just put it in twice? Is he running? Is this like their vice president or something? Because it's all the way over there? They're retarded. They're fucking morons. Yeah, does it count? So could I just vote? Does it get twice? Yeah, you write it a third time? Yeah, they eat the paper. Some people are also sleep deprived, tired after work. Yeah, exactly. People are going to be confused. They're, like for whatever reason, not able to do it. So I was really going to fuck up the New York City election. Oh, right. Of course. Yes, this person is the guy who's wrong. Let me go back and see if I can find a few more of these posts here. New York election is rigged. Pass it on. Oh, my God. Does not require voter ID for most registered voters. You should have voter ID. It's ridiculous not to. And let's see if I can find it. Oh, is this him? This is the guy.
So, as expected, Andrew Cuomo now outside the polling station here in New York.
Voted a lot of times. First time I ever walked into a polling place, and the polling place cheered for me. So, that's a good sign.
Sure.
And the record turnout is a good sign. I think it's going to be a record, and it's because New Yorkers are concerned. New Yorkers are concerned about New York. And so I'm feeling very good about that. And everything I hear from people is good. So we're going to keep
Really? You're not talking to many people then, huh?
working today. It's not over till it's over. Run through the tape. We're going to be moving around today. Make sure people get out.
Uh-huh.
It's a beautiful day. Get out and vote. The most important election of my lifetime.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not a kid, but this is the most important election of my lifetime. This is going to determine the future of the city of New York. May also determine the future of the Democratic Party. So get out and vote.
Hopefully it does.
Thank you.
Yep. Because it's his ballot. Yeah, Green Goblin looking motherfucker. I mean, he does look like he'd be the fucking mayor inside of like a Batman Gotham City thing, right? And but what is this here? Voter intimidation?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a nice weekend. So the big election is tomorrow in New York City, and you know my opinion on everything. But listen, I have to tell you something. I heard that there were ICE agents in certain areas of the city, staking them out, taking photos, and arresting some. And I don't know, exactly where this happened, but be careful.
Cat's not lopping. This is an Adams campaigner, Como voter, pathetic attempt at voter intimidation. Yeah, I don't think she's just saying this again. Like, if ICE is arresting people at the voting stations, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it's like 50 other places you should do it. I mean, I think doing it there is like they shouldn't have even gotten there to begin with, if you want me to be honest. And but in general, like, I think she's just saying this so people that she disagrees with don't go and vote, right? I mean, like, that's it. It's not like this is like her. She's not trying to help anybody here, okay? She's just trying to lie to them so they're like, oh no, really? I guess I shouldn't go. I'm gonna get arrested. That's the only reason why she's saying this, okay? It's fucking ridiculous. And anyway, yeah, keep in mind.
Because democracy basically means
Listen to him.
government
This is important. Pay
by
attention.
the people, of the people, for the people.
Here it comes.
But the people are retarded. So let us say, government by the retarded,
Yeah.
for the retarded,
Yeah. Whoa.
of the retarded. Because democracy...
There it is. The slow pace? Yeah, I guess so. True words have never been spoken. Yeah, I know. And let me go back. I'll see if I can find a few more of these here. Mayoral election in simple terms. Let me see if I can find any of these. And how to make free money on New York City. Bet yes on Andrew Cuomo. Bet no on Andrew Cuomo and Kalshi at 10 more size. You win either way. Enjoy your free 100% annualized return. I don't know about that. And it's election day in New York City. I don't even know what this means. But let me go back and see if I can find a few more of these here. But yeah. What is this?
Mark Levin, instead of running your mouth, what are you doing in New York City? I tell you what we're doing. We're going to denaturalize men. Mark Levin, instead of running your mouth, what are you doing in New York City? I tell you what we're doing. We're going to denaturalize Mandami, which I told people back
For what?
that they had to do back when I met with them right after Mandami won the primary, which they didn't think he was going to win. I told him he was going to win. So now what are they doing at the end? Oh, we're going to move to Miami. We're going to move the financial capital of the world. We're just going to give up on New York. That's going to work out fine for the United States of America.
Okay.
Same way they're trying to quit down in Texas.
No.
It's easy to surrender. It's easy to surrender.
Yeah.
It's hard to fight.
Oh.
You're going to get
True.
called everything in the book. You're going to be othered. Who cares?
This guy used to sell Wild
History
Gold.
shows when we stand and fight, we win. If we don't quit, we win. Our movement is anti-fragile. We have resilience. We can take a punch and then punch back harder.
You denaturalizing him and then kicking him out of the country is just so retarded. Like, even like, and the reason why is that he's a symptom, not a disease. if you have a problem with what he represents, then you really don't have a problem with him. He's just some random guy. You have a problem with the fact that everybody's voting for him. That's the problem that you have. And so you have to address that core problem and not just go and be like, oh, wow, I don't know why this is happening. This is so horrible. No, it's very obvious why it's happening. And anybody who's not paying attention or is retarded might be confused. But if you're not retarded, you know exactly why. He's salty, deport them all. I mean, you could say that, right? Sure. I mean, at least that's consistent. But the difference is that even with this other stuff, I don't even know why you would believe this. Like, it's just crazy. And let me go back over. I'll see if there's any more information about this. But I don't know if there is or not. And exactly against him, like going like democracy when it works out for him. Yeah, I guess so, right? But yeah, save the city. Oh, Jesus Christ. And it's just, I'm trying to see if there's any more information about this. But in my opinion, I think Mandami is going to totally sweep. And I think that, you know, for better or for worse, he's going to be the new mayor. Anybody who thinks that's not going to happen is absolutely fucking retarded. What is this? Your nonprofit caught instructing illegal immigrant to vote in a New York City mayoral election?
Yes, I'm an immigrant. They sent me here to vote. I was recommended to come here to find information to vote.
Oh, you registered?
Sorry?
When did you register to vote?
I did not. I didn't sign anything. They just told me to come here to vote.
Okay. Vote too. Okay.
It's fake. Y'all think it's fake? Could be fake. I don't think it is, but it might be. I mean, there's no reason. If people don't believe it or they think it's bullshit, then yeah, I don't really know. Let me go back over. California, time to fight for democracy, stand to fascism, break the old cult, MAGA cult. Yeah. And let's go back. Let's see if we can find a few more of these here.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her death.
What about all the people that don't take the subway now because they don't feel safe because there's people with knives in there and causing problems and shit? What about the people that don't feel safe on the streets? Like, the thing is that, like, I agree with him in an instance where, like, yeah, everybody should feel safe on the subway. But what the problem is like, it's not like this is some unique problem that she has. What about everybody else that doesn't feel safe? It wasn't even his aunt?
Please. Y'all, I don't know how else to say this. So y'all gonna have to excuse my language, okay? But I cannot beat around the bush on this one. Zoran, we don't give a flying fuck that your auntie got some weird looks on the subway after 9/11. Thousands of Americans died.
Yeah.
And you think we give a damn about your auntie getting some weird looks on the subway? Are you out of your damn mind? New York City.
Damn.
Do y'all really want this man running?
Oh.
Do y'all really want this man in charge? Be serious. He don't
Apparently
even care
they
about
do.
the victims of 9/11. All he care about is his auntie getting a weird look. He didn't say nothing about the victims. He didn't say nothing about the thousands of Americans who died. He didn't say nothing about their...
This is in response to people linking him to 9/11, though. What was wrong with what he said? What's wrong with what he said is that I think that he doesn't realize that a lot of his crime policies contribute to other people that are not like his aunt that also feel unsafe in the same way that his aunt did. So the problem that I have with it is that whenever you're trying to make this emotional appeal and say, oh, well, this is so bad and this is like, you know, my aunt experienced this terrible bad thing, then why are you advocating for policies that create the same outcome for people at scale? That's the issue, what happened. The current policies is why they feel unsafe, though? Yeah, I know.
Families who have to deal with people...
What policies do you know? His policy talking about getting rid of prisons and looking at violence as a class problem rather than just simply a person who is committing violence and that person being an issue themselves. He said this multiple times on camera. It's not like this is a secret. He said defund the police. I mean, he tweeted it out himself. Like, we're not talking about some sort of like a guess here. I mean, this is just what he said. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, he literally just said it.
lost their mother, their father, their brothers, their sisters, their uncles,
Yep.
their aunties. People literally died. And he is crying about his auntie getting a weird look.
Yeah, people not gonna give a fuck about that.
Well, you should see how we looking at you right now, you damn fool.
Oh,
New York City,
it was proven that he lied.
do not
Maybe.
make the biggest mistake ever.
It's probably not going to be that big of a mistake. It's probably, like, honestly, like, I bet whenever he takes over, half of the shit he said he was going to do isn't going to happen. The other half is probably going to be half-assed, and then it won't be as good as people want it to be. They'll be disappointed, and this will be over. That's probably what's going to happen, because that's usually that's what happened with Trump. That's what happened with Obama. Now, I understand, obviously, he's a mayor, and it's different than being the president, but I'm just, you know, really kind of being a realist here, okay? Like, things are probably not going to change all that much. There's tons of other things like that that's going to happen, right? Politics as usual. Yeah, things are not going to, it's not like this is going to be a radical fucking change. But Governor Abbott to impose 100% tariff on anyone moving from New York City to Texas. Why would you do that? Anyway, let me go back. I'll see if there's anything else here. And there's a lot of this.
Here is your potion.
I don't know if I'm going to read all these or watch a long video about this.
Now
Oh, here we go.
work to do.
If Mamdani is elected and he doesn't perform the job the way that Andrew Cuomo, the way that President Trump, the way that others are warning, if he does run the city as a communist, are you going to have any regrets?
Why should I have regrets?
It's a stupid question. It is. It's a stupid question.
I trust people. People are going to make the choice. I'll live with the choice. I'd like them to choose me, but if, perchance, I lose on November 4th, I will improve, not move. I will lead the opposition. I will organize against any of the initiatives that are not in the best interests of people. I will not flee like Andrew Cuomo told his billionaire friends in the Hamptons. Oh, if Zorhan wins, I flee. No, I stay, I fight. Not in a physical sense, but in what politics is all about, in an organizational sense. I'm a community organizer. I've organized guardian angels all over the world. I understand that you don't surrender, you don't retreat. This is democracy in action. This is people power. Why are we so afraid of letting people make the decisions? Why do we want to leave it in the hands of billionaires, influencers, and insiders? I trust people. I don't trust politicians, billionaires, insiders, or influencers. If they should choose someone else, I will reorganize. I will be prepared to stay and fight. I was born in this city. I was almost killed in this city. I'll die in this city. I'll be buried in this city. I'm the true New Yorker in this race.
All right, fair enough.
I'm going to be honest. I like the guy. I do. I like the guy. I don't believe in trusting in voters, but I like the energy.
Sir. New York City mayoral candidate Curtis.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
The people are retarded? Yeah. Yeah, I do like the guy. And that's it. And People's Champ? Yeah, I guess so. Is Guardian Angels the bikers? Yeah, because they're retarded? I guess so. And sounds the most based out of all of them? Yeah, I would say so. I like him. But I'll see if there's any more about this here that's worth looking at.
Muslim mayor.
Let me turn it down.
Are you voting for Mamdani or Cuomo?
I don't think a Muslim should be mayor of New York City.
Why shouldn't a Muslim be mayor?
He will go against everything we stand for.
What do we stand for?
Israel.
What does Israel stand for?
I would say a good way of life.
Muslims don't have a good way of life.
No.
Can you describe the Israeli way of life?
Nurturing and wholesome, I would say.
Israelis are nurturing and wholesome?
Yeah, you can live. Yeah, I would say that that's the way it is,
yeah. For peaceful people, you know, they're kind of always bombing.
I know.
What makes the Muslim way of life
yeah, I know.
American?
Because I would say that the Jewish people did not kill my friends on 9/11. The Muslims did.
What's the reason? Why?
It's pretty simple.
Why would they do that?
Because they hate Americans.
Why do Muslims hate Americans?
That's a good question.
America went into Iraq, killed 1 million civilians, and then people have birth defects, and we use chemical weapons there to try to get their chemical weapons and weapons of mass destruction. They didn't have any. You can understand why a lot of people in that region would not be happy with America after that, right? Right. Is that not, like, we often call Muslims terrorists, is that not a terroristic act? What, 3,000 people died on 9/11, 1 million people in Iraq died?
Oh.
Like, and we're not terrorists? So
what did Iraq do before that?
I guess it depends on how you look at it.
I think at the end of the day, people just don't want to have a Muslim run the country after Muslims bombed them with 9/11, right? They knocked down the Twin Towers with 9/11. Like, it's really not any more complicated than that. Like, you can come up with every excuse and every reason beyond that, But like, that's the real reason. That's actually what's going on. I mean, I don't know why anybody is like, oh, well, no, that's not exactly it, and that's not the real reason, etc. Yeah, it is. It's clearly what it is. And so I'll see if there's any more about this to look at too. It wasn't Muslims that did it, it was terrorists that did it. Well, that's not the way that people are going to see it. People are going to see it as Muslims that did it because they were Muslim terrorists. And then you're going to get into, no, it was actually Bush, or it was the Jews, or whatever. But either way, the average person, the average American, thinks that Muslims attacked America on 9/11. That is the average American viewpoint, whether you like it or not. I hope everybody understands the games they play, no different than bomb threats called into New Jersey voting locations on Election Day, a day that vastly favors Republican turnout. Just give me a minute. I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta use the bathroom. That was jet fuel. I thought jet fuel couldn't melt steel beams. What happened? Yeah, what's this? We'll get a few more posts about this.
Question affordability in this city. Living here is top of everyone's mind. It has gotten obscenely expensive to live here, to do anything here. So you're proposing free grocery stores, free buses, $30 minimum wage, all of which sounds incredible.
Cheaper groceries, not free groceries.
Excuse me, cheaper groceries. But what people want to know is, great, I would love all those things.
Yeah,
how do you pay for it? Who's going to end up footing the bill for those programs?
So I'll answer that question by first explaining some of the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has received. Elon Musk's endorsement is one of the most expensive endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has ever gotten, because it cost him and the state of New York $959 million in tax breaks that he gave Elon Musk years ago when he was the governor of the state.
That's pretty good.
That's actually more money than it would cost to make every bus free in New York City. So I've said clearly that I believe we should tax the top 1%, an additional 2%. That's New Yorkers making $1 million or more.
I think that you have to look at like what the tax breaks were for. I mean, if Elon is investing money into New York and this is a business beneficial thing for New York, then I think he should get a tax break on it too, the same as anybody else.
A year, and have the most profitable corporations pay the same tax rate they do at the top tier in New Jersey.
I don't know
what they would actually pay here in New York. These things together would pay for the entirety of our economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city. Because as you've said, the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has got, and this morning he started it by going on Fox and Friends. We're talking about Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Stephen Miller. These are the architects, in many ways, of the crisis of authoritarianism that New Yorkers are facing. And
in my opinion, I think that not controlling things, I mean, I don't really see how you're going to advocate for, you know, higher taxes, making people pay more money, trying to stop ICE from doing stuff. I mean, this is just authoritarianism in a different flavor, in my opinion. And this is one of the things that I feel like a lot of, this is a left-wing talking point that I think is a very weak talking point, which is that they are against authoritarianism. They are not against authoritarianism. They want to be the authoritarians. They want to be the ones in control of it. They want to be the ones deciding it. So it's not about like, oh, well, you know, we don't want to have people telling us what to do. No, you don't want people telling you what to do because you want to tell people what to do. That's the difference. A little bit different there, right? New York is not Texas. Well, it's the same anywhere. It's just obvious.
Andrew Cuomo is so unwilling.
I don't think he has the power to implement these taxes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I could see Zoran going into being the mayor because he's gonna win, guys. He's gonna win. It's gonna happen. Like if anybody thinks he's not gonna win, you're delusional. He's gonna win. And if he doesn't, I will play Cyberpunk again. I will. I'll start it next week. Yeah, I'll play it again. If he doesn't win, I'll play it again. That's a punishment? Yes. It's obvious. It's obvious he's gonna win. Yeah, that's it. Tomorrow? Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next week. I said next week. Yeah, clipped and unfollowed. Yeah, please don't win. I don't know. And you said you'll play it. Will you finish it? Yes, I'll play it to completion. I'll play the game to completion.
Tax Donald Trump's billionaire donors because he knows those are the same ones whose checks that he's busy cashing trying to get back to City Hall.
So yeah. And let me go back. I'll see if there's any other videos about this, him talking about it. But yeah, Poly Market Flood's 94% chance of him winning. That's pretty fucking high, right? And I just got my citizenship. I'm voting for you. Yes, immigration fundamentally reshapes a country. Yeah, it obviously does. I mean, it's common sense. That's what would happen. And let's see here. So you're proposing free grocery stores, not free. And is now saying he does not want free grocery stores. Now, am I the only person that never heard him say that he wanted free groceries. He just wanted government-controlled grocery stores that had more affordable prices. I don't remember him ever saying that he wanted free grocery stores where you could just go in and get food for free. I never remember him saying that. And there's no clips of him saying the opposite either, so I'm going to assume this didn't happen. He never said the cop thing either. He never said the defund the police. Oh, he did. I mean, I saw it. Now, he's changed what he's saying, right? That's what he's definitely done. He's changed what he's saying, and he shifted his language, but originally that was his viewpoint. So, yeah, he did say the cop thing. Yeah, I mean, that's it. So who's going to fund it? Well, obviously, they're going to tax wealthy people more money. That's the mindset, right? Taxation isn't theft. Capitalism is. I mean,
What is wrong with people? Why is everything so retarded? Why is everything retarded now? Why is everything retarded? He's retarded? Well, no, this entire thing is stupid. So, look, listen to this, right? Okay, think about it for like 3 seconds, okay? Private property doesn't exist. It does not exist. You know what does exist? Hydrogen, gravity, water, birds, trees. Those exist. Private property is a concept. The government defines private property, okay? If the government says it's not your property, then it's not. How can something be yours if they can take it away from you? Well, it's not really yours, is it? Because they just took it away. So it's very clearly not. Taxation isn't theft because the government defines ownership. So if the government decides that you don't own this, they're not stealing it because they are the arbiters of what the difference between stealing and ownership is in the first place. They're effectively the god of private property. They decide this. It's not. And the other side, capitalism is also not theft. These are two adults that enter into a contract, and one guy says, you're going to get paid $20. The other guy says, okay, I want $20. And then he works. You know what he means, though? I do. I understand the concept, but it's retarded. Taxation without representation doesn't work in a just world. Well, it depends on, I mean, like it's true and it's not true, right? I mean, I don't know. What you just said requires at least 3 seconds of thought. I mean, I don't know. The founding fathers would have disagreed with you. I don't think that, I think actually they wouldn't. I mean, like what it's just objectively true that you can believe in, you know, it's the same as like human rights or private property. All of these things are human creations. They do not exist in the natural world. They don't. These are all invented. The idea of freedom of speech, freedom of having a gun, that's not real. It's not anything that's tangible. It's not like, this is just an agreement. It's a guideline, right? There's no actual inalienable rights anybody has to anything. You can kill people, you can take their stuff, you can do whatever you want to them, and nothing's going to happen to you. The only time that something does happen to you is there's a government that prevents it from happening. So that means the government is the one that decides who has what rights and who doesn't. That's it. It's that simple. It's a concept. These are concepts. And so it's a forced doctrine? Yes. It's that simple. Taxation is theft, capitalism is. Yeah, and the reason why, and here's the reason why so many people, because I saw this tweet the other day, and I'm sure I must be confusing some people because obviously it seems like I'm critical of this guy, but I also agree with some things that he says. It's just the way it is, right? And that does confuse people, but that's just the way it is. Let me go and find the tweet that he said this in. Tweets out a lot, apparently. Where the hell to go? Let me see if I can find it. God damn it. Does it show what day he did it on? No, it doesn't. Well, anyway,
This post is extremely popular. I saw it pop up whenever he said it, because obviously I follow him on Twitter. So I did see this happen whenever he said it. But you need Twitter detox. I don't know about Twitter detox. I mean, Twitter is the best way that you can get an idea of what the human mind is, right? Which is scary, but it's better to live in that search the phrase. Yeah, I guess I can just do that. Let me go back. I'll see if I can do capitalism. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, that was very easy. Is this him? Yeah, this is him. Okay. So, this was in 2020 he tweeted this out. So this was 2020 he said this. Why is it that everybody hates capitalism nowadays? Why is it? Do you guys know why everybody hates capitalism now? It's because they're fucking broke. They're fucking broke. They don't have any money. They don't make anything at all. They have a shitty standard of living, and that's it. Because the dollar was deflated. Here's something that a lot of people might not really understand. So, this Twitch revenue, I mean, $3 million. Oh yeah, I remember he was crashing out on me. I talk about that later, but that's what only poor people do? Actually, I think that there's a lot of poor people, okay? I mean, I don't know what you really want me to say. So what was I going to look up? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find the rest of this here. The wealth of the top 1% of Americans saw significant gains during and after the COVID-19 pandemic, with some reports stating their wealth nearly doubled since 2020. Due to the large increase of value of their stock holdings, while the overall wealth of the 1% increased dramatically, other sources note the real excess wealth peaked in late 2021 before declining to pre-pandemic levels 2022 and 2023. Don't trust AI? Well, I already know this is true. I don't know if I have the... where is it here? Record high. Yep, here we go again. Here's another one here. Income inequality reached a record high, even as the richest paid and the lowest tax rate in ever. And so there we go right here. Look at that amount of money. Wow, look at that. That's the reason why people, how do you know? Because I saw it. Effective corporate tax rate as well. This is 1980 versus now. And check numbers of capitalism haters by wealth bracket. Yes, I'm sure there are some people that live inside of a gated community that hate capitalism because their parents pay for everything. Yes, and they're stupid and they're dumb, absolutely, for sure. But I think that I think you are really missing out on the amount of young people out there. There is a huge amount of people, and it is a growing number of people that cannot be ignored. You cannot ignore this group of people. If you do, you will lose every single election from now on. These are people who have been saddled with basically lifelong debt because of student loans. They can't buy a house. They can't afford to start a family. And they can't get a good job because it's getting replaced by automation or H-1B visas from India. These are legitimate problems. If you do not acknowledge and have a direct solution for all four of these problems, you will not have those people vote for you. Now, I'm not saying that every solution is good. There's a lot of bad solutions for it. But they signed the contract? Oh, wow. They signed the contract that they had been groomed into signing ever since they were 5 years old. You get brought up 12 grades of school where they tell you you have to go to college or you're going to be a loser. How many of you guys growing up had the impression that if you don't go to college, you kind of already failed in life? How many of you guys already had that? So everybody experiences. Well, actually, not everybody. There's like 2 people saying no. 95% of people in chat saying, I experienced this feeling. It's grooming. It's grooming. It's obviously grooming. It's been grooming for years. And you're grooming people into making a Faustian fucking pact with the government and with this institution that's going to sell you a degree for a job that's going to get replaced by a robot in 2 years. 2 years into your 4-year degree, by the way. That's what's going to happen. And they put you in debt slavery for the rest of your fucking life. And you're surprised why people fucking hate capitalism. When all the money, like, how many of you guys think about like this? Just stock market graph. Let's do this. I'm not gonna do colors that could signify. This is 2018. I am literally retarded. And this is 2025. Orange or purple, guys? Which one of these were things in your life more affordable and you had better financial security? Which one? Overwhelmingly, everybody says orange. But how can it be orange if the number is twice as high? How could it be that? Maybe because that's not actual wealth and the ownership of that is consolidated around a very, very small amount of people. Inflation. Yes, exactly. The stock market does not equal the economy. Of course not. But I think that a lot of things do indicate this. Inflation and the dollar going down, yeah. Because all the 1% consolidated money during COVID, they did. COVID was probably the biggest wealth redistribution event that has happened in my lifetime. I think it was probably bigger than the internet. 93% of the wealth gains after COVID went to the 1%. 93%. It could be 91%. It could be but over 90%. Like Rand Paul's 6% proposal? Yes. And so these are the reasons why people like him tweet this stuff out. This is the reason why they believe this. And if people don't realize that, and they're not paying attention to it, they're retarded. It's just that simple. They're absolutely fucking retarded. And what is this? I'll watch this real quick. Asmongold predicts... Already? Oh my god. And eases around when... Yeah. Jesus. Bro, they're waiting on this, huh? Inflation is a hidden wealth tax? Well, it's definitely a hidden tax. I'll definitely say that for sure. And Roach tweet, what do you think will come of this? Soft communism? What do I really think will come of Zoran winning? A couple of feel-good policies where the buses might be free for a while. I don't think we're going to see a tremendous, massive change. I think that, like, just... And maybe, like, this is... I'm definitely betting all in on nothing ever happens. I think he gets in, he gets involved, and he's the mayor now, and there are a million restrictions and restrictive apparatuses and laws and courts and lawsuits and things like this that happen that effectively render him useless. That's what happened to Obama. That's what happened to Trump. Effectively, this guy is he's another guy that wants to come in and flip the board over. The problem is the board is glued to the ground.
Well, out front now, Zoran Mamdani, the candidate for New York
City.
There
he is.
Mayor. And so President Trump making it very clear here, there's no beating around the bush here. You really have no choice. You must vote for him. Andrew Cuomo, what do you say to that?
Look, this is something that we've been speaking about for months. We've known since the primary that Andrew Cuomo was funded by the same billionaires that gave us Donald Trump's second term. He denied that then. He had a phone call with...
I think this is true. I think it's very obvious that Andrew Cuomo is the... Like, if you were going to look up in the dictionary, you know, establishment Democrat, it would have a picture of him.
President Trump trying to coordinate to stop our campaign, he then denied that. And even just until these final days, he denied that he was Donald Trump's preferred candidate. But now it's written out for the entire world to see. This is the man that Donald Trump wants to be the next mayor of New York City. Not because he was good for New Yorkers, but because it'll be good for Donald Trump. And New Yorkers are exhausted of this agenda in Washington. They don't want to see a mimic of it come here to City Hall.
Do you think it will help Cuomo at all in the polls?
I don't even think, in my opinion, I think most of the people that are voting in the mayor race care about local and like community issues. They care about things like crime. They care about things like affordability and housing. They're not really voting probably for a lot of federal issues. Like, I mean, some of them are, obviously. But the things that are affecting people on a day-to-day, groceries, transportation, education, wages, like these are the things that really matter to the average person. Beyond like ICE raids or like something else. This is all like, I mean, those are things that, rich white people have enough time to go out and protest, but most working class people have to actually do their job,
Guess specifically if you assume that Trump's trying to talk to that 15% of people who say they're going to vote for Curtis Sliwa.
We continue to be confident about what tomorrow will look like for us, but I do think New Yorkers must understand that Andrew Cuomo waited until the final day before the election to have this be revealed. He wanted to be able to make the message to Democrats that he was in fact the governor that he said he was, and then right at the last moment, the last opportunity to fully embrace the MAGA movement that we have long said he is tied to.
So Trump also posted, so he endorses Cuomo, okay? Then he also talked about you, referring to you as a communist. I believe last time we talked, I don't know how many times I had of him calling you communist. That's not new. But he said, if communist candidate Zohran Mamdani wins the election for mayor of New York City, it is unlikely that I will be contributing federal funds other than the very minimum as required to my beloved first home because of the fact that as a communist, this one great...
See, this is also another way that they can fuck this guy. Is that if they control the federal government while this guy is the mayor, and then they just sabotage him by not giving him funding and then also fucking him over in other ways, it will make him look like a terrible mayor, and everybody will hate him. Oh, they will fuck him? Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Extortion, how un-American Trump? Well, that's what he would do. Of course that's what he would do. Yeah, that's fucked up, though. What do you mean that's fucked up? What do you think this is? What do you think? Yeah, duh. That's why it would work.
Once great city has zero chance of success or even
That's the
survival. Game. Okay, what do you think that means? Other than very minimum as required, could be an important clause, I suppose, in that sentence. But if he says unlikely is going to contribute federal funds, I mean, what happens then? What will you do if that's how he goes?
Well, I think you can clearly see that Donald Trump is threatened by our campaign. He's threatened by it because, like his, we diagnosed the crisis in working class New Yorkers' lives.
I think he's right about that. I do. I think he's right. I think that in the same way that Donald Trump addressed working class people in 2016, I think that he's addressing working class people as well, just with different language. I think that's accurate.
Cost of living, but unlike him, we're actually going to deliver on that. And that is a contrast that he can't
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't. I think they're going to get hamstrung at every level. They're going to be stuck in courts forever. There's going to be a million restrictions put on him. It's not going to happen.
There to see, because while he is spending $300 million remodeling a White House ballroom, the same amount of money that could provide SNAP benefits for 100,000 New Yorkers, he's trying to make it harder for Americans across the country to actually afford groceries. And this money that we're talking about, it's money that New York City is owed. It's not Donald Trump's to decide which city or state will get what money. This is the money that New Yorkers are owed, and this is the money that we're going to fight for.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't give it to you, you're not owed it. I mean, that's all there is to it. Like, you can say how much, oh, this is owed to me and I deserve this all you want, but if he doesn't give you the money, then you don't have the fucking money. Like, that's it.
So Trump is not the only one talking about you tonight. Elon Musk is actually talking about you.
What a pair.
Yeah,
and
it's private. Yeah, it's privately funded. Yeah, exactly.
He and obviously Musk had supported him, was crucial to his election victory. They had their falling out, but
yes,
they're back together again. Elon posts about you. Remember to vote tomorrow in New York. Bear in mind that a vote for Curtis, referring to Curtis Sliwa, whom I just mentioned, is really a vote for Mum Dummy, or whatever his name is. Vote Cuomo. All right. Why do you think he's speaking out against you? And obviously the personal insult is in there as well, Mum Dummy.
Look, I think this is one of the more expensive endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has ever gotten because it took $959 million in tax breaks that he gave Elon Musk for Elon Musk's pet projects back when Cuomo was the governor. And we're seeing the two twin architects of this second term of Donald Trump's presidency in the president himself and Elon Musk saying clearly to New Yorkers that their candidate is Andrew Cuomo. And they've picked Andrew Cuomo because they know that he will be the puppet that they want right here in New York City. And
he's the closest thing to them that there is. I mean, it's pretty actually, I don't even know if that's really true. I think it's really just as simple as Andrew Cuomo is closer to them than, he is. Like, of course they're going to choose the lesser of two evils. They probably don't like Andrew Cuomo either, but they like him more than this guy. And this guy represents a more existential threat. Right? Yeah, they're not, more aligned. Yeah, they're more aligned. Exactly.
Showing himself to not just be that, but also to be their parrot in the language that he's using to close out this election.
Okay. You talk about billionaires, and there have been some really wealthy individuals who have come out and put money in PACs against you in recent days, right? Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg among them. There are plenty of other business leaders who, in private, are afraid. They have concern. There are very few who actually will talk about it publicly, but one of them is Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, and I'm thinking about this in light of Trump calling you a communist. Jamie Dimon did not call you a communist. He was more intellectual about it. He said, what does he really think? You know, he was part of that socialist democratic thing, which literally is more Marxist than socialist. And I read it, but I don't know what he believes in. All right, so he's basically saying he's not really sure where you stand on things. But what do you say to that concern? Is Marxist something you're comfortable with?
No, I'm a democratic socialist, and I've said it time and again. When was that quote from Jamie Dimon? From Jamie Dimon. It was from Fortune last week. Okay.
A Fortune conference last week.
Because what he's also come out and said in public is that in our success, this is something that business leaders would also hope for the success of the city. And I put that forward to say that despite where New Yorkers may stand on my candidacy, whatever qualms they may have, they know that I'm actually being honest with them about my ideas, about who I'm looking to fight for. And that's sadly unique in this race. Because what you have is someone in Andrew Cuomo who spent the entirety of a primary campaign.
I don't think that he's being honest about eating rice with his hands. I think that probably privately he might eat rice with his hands sometimes, but I think that he probably uses some form of utensils to eat with to eat rice. I do. I don't believe that he does that privately. It's a common Asian thing. I mean, yeah, but also so are chopsticks. It's an important issue. Well, I don't care. I do, because it's if somebody is going to misrepresent their image, I think that means that they are probably a liar. And really, it's kind of a mining canary. Like, if somebody is going to lie about, and I'm not even saying he's lying, but I think that, like, for example, like any type of code switching or any type of I'm going to talk differently, like, how like politicians will sometimes talk like they have a southern accent whenever they go to like Alabama or something. If somebody does that, I'm going to immediately just assume that they're a liar. They're a lying retard that is just trying to manipulate you. Come on, Harris. Yeah, definitely. Like, Hillary Clinton was like the biggest offender of this. It's a red flag. It's disingenuous, yeah. And I think that if you're going to be disingenuous on the way that you speak or the way that you eat, imagine how disingenuous that you're going to be in terms of your own policies. I know this might sound crazy, but I don't really think that it is. I don't. I think it's just common sense. Like Jasmine Crockett? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's old interviews of her not talking like she does now. She's talking like that in order to put out an image of herself that's inaccurate. She went to a $60,000 or $70,000 a year private school. It's bullshit.
The premise that he was the best suited to take on Donald Trump. And here we are with the chyron that Donald Trump is endorsing Andrew Cuomo.
So let me ask you, because that was October 17th, so it was actually a week and a half ago. But I want to ask you, because you asked me when he said that. Are you talking?
But you're just speculating? You have no way of knowing that he's not eating like that in private? You're right. I'm guessing. You're absolutely right.
Him are people like that, people that you're going to sit down with and eagerly work with?
I haven't watched the private.
Look, I'll have conversations with anyone, and I've spoken to Jamie Dimon briefly, and I've spoken to a number of other business leaders across the city about my proposals. I know that there are disagreements around my fiscal policy, that I think we should raise income taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers who make $1 million or more a year by 2%, or the fact that I think corporations' top tax rate should be matching what they pay in New Jersey. And still, there is room for an immense amount of agreement on what it means to bring the city forward, and I'll always leave that door open.
So, okay. So let me just ask you about President Obama. I know that you had a conversation with him.
Obama.
What was that conversation about? Your
About
most recent
bombing?
one.
I appreciated the conversation with President Obama, and we spoke about both
The New York Post headline is that he's not endorsing it.
Yeah, well, the New York Post has a lot of fun with their headlines, to put it lightly. It was a conversation where we were speaking about the importance of hope in politics, the delivery of that kind of an agenda, and I also shared with him that the remarks that I had shared outside of a mosque in the Bronx not too long ago was inspired in part by his remarks on race of a more perfect union many years ago. And I think there is often a tendency in our politics to think solely in a 24-hour news cycle, and the need to sometimes step back and speak to the soul of the city, not just the cycle of that city.
Do you think that he, and he's never endorsed a mayoral candidate, so that's why I'm making the point. Of course, he wasn't going to endorse. But do you feel that he has your back? That because there are plenty in the Democratic Party who are scared of you too, and they don't know whether you're going to succeed if they're going to sit back.
Well, they don't like, the thing is, they don't like him because he represents, there was actually a video I saw the other day. Well, I'll play the video after this.
Do you think he's someone who's going to be in there, in it with you?
Well, I appreciated the president offering to be a sounding board, and that's exactly what we see as what the future of these next few weeks and
It's
months.
obviously a line that Obama would want him to succeed. I mean, even if he doesn't agree with this guy on most things, he does agree with, or on some things, he agrees with him on most things. So, yeah, and it's also his party. So, like, of course he's going to want Mandami to succeed, obviously. Like, what do you mean?
It looks like speaking to those who've been in these very kinds of positions and putting together a team that reflects the best and the brightest that this city and this country has to offer, and then delivering on this agenda. And that's what actually terrifies.
I didn't realize he's only 34 since being new generation. Well, that's another really big factor, right? And I think this is another big thing that a lot of people aren't talking about, is the fact that there is a lot of young people, especially people that are around my age. He's 34, I'm 35. That we are sick of being micromanaged by people that can't use people that can't use email. I don't want to be told what the internet is by somebody who can't use it. Like if you can't use a smartphone, sure, young. Well, I mean, compared to the fossils that are in Congress, yes, I would say so. This is like, yeah, absolutely. Fucking what's her name? Nancy Pelosi's 85 years old. She's 85. I mean, like, what are you doing still in Congress? And she's finally not going to seek re-election, apparently. But like for a long time, she was. So Trump wasn't using computers. Well, and I think this is a problem, right? Like, I don't want to have the government run by people that fundamentally don't understand everyday life. Like, technology and the internet are part of young people's everyday life. And also, just on purely a generational basis, I think that there's a lot of generational resentment that people that are around my age have towards people that are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like, there's a tremendous amount of resentment because there's an understanding that these people grew up inside of an economy and inside of a culture that was, like you could say more homogenous, less extreme and destabilized, and also they had more abilities to like buy things, basically, right? And so that's it. What about term limits? Would that solve the problem? No, that wouldn't solve the problem. The problem is that I don't want to just replace somebody with a young person just because the person's young, but these are confounding variables. And I do think the fact that him being a lot younger than these other guys does play a huge role in it, because a lot of candidates don't have a lot of young people don't have any candidates they can really relate to. And whenever you have somebody who's 34 that understands what the internet is, that's has a Twitter account, used to be a rapper. Like, you could say it's stupid, but it is also, it's relatable. And that's the issue. Campaign financing is a problem. Yeah. Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? Is that there's a lot of people that are finally like, okay, finally now it's our turn. And by our turn, I mean, it's the turn of the people that are younger to be able to take office and make decisions for the future, rather than have decisions made for them by people that are going to die in 5 years.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk and even Andrew Cuomo the most.
Mega
it's their
factor.
fear that we will, in fact, accomplish the things that we have campaigned on. And that's one place where they're actually right.
All right, Zoran Mamdani, thank you very much. Obviously, we're hours away.
Yes.
Hours away here. Are you ready? Do you expect it's going to be a big night for you?
Not really. I'm confident, but I'll never be complacent. But look, if people want to vote for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they should vote for Andrew Cuomo. If people want to vote for change, they should vote for me.
All right, Zoran Mamdani, thank you very much.
Last time I voted for change, he changed his mind. We'll see what happens. I don't have a big lot of hope on this one, okay, guys? And let's be real. But yeah, remember that? And he's a good speaker. Oh, he's a great speaker. He does a very good job in interviews, and I think he's very talented as a politician. I think that anybody could acknowledge that. What does that have to do with running a country? I understand the resentment. What it has to do with running the country is that if you don't if you can't use and understand the internet, AI, and technology, you fundamentally don't know where the world is going. On just a very, very basic level, you don't understand modern life. So whenever you have somebody who's making decisions that, in my opinion, does not understand modern life, you've got a big problem. A huge problem. You're out of touch. Yeah, they're out of touch. It's that simple. I'll link you guys the video. But that's why you get people who do well, who do well, like in politics. Yeah, sure. You mentioned Obama giving a speech about race and hope, and that's a highlight criticism I had for Obama. Everybody forgot about Occupy Wall Street and started focusing on race and identity. I'm not a fan of race-based politics. I think it's very problematic, and I do think that it will lead to white people using the same identity politics that minorities have been using. It's very obvious this is what's happening. It's already started happening, but it's just going to continue getting worse, in my opinion, is that you're going to have more and more white people weaponizing and using identity politics in the same way. Okay. In the same way that, Jesus. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. Give me a second. What the fuck was it? What was that? Jesus. Oh, right. I was going to play a video. That's right. Okay, so anyway, let's see if I can find this. Yeah, here we go. This is also another very big factor. Watch this.
My name's Frankie Stotts. I'm a reporter with the Stu Peters Network. I would just love to ask you a quick question. I'm trying to ask every representative I can.
Go for it, Frank.
That is, do you care more about the American people or Israel as a member of Congress?
I don't think they're mutually exclusive, Frankie.
Can you elaborate?
They're our best ally.
Are they? Who do you care about more, the United States or Israel? United States or Israel, sir? No answer? Should we put you down for Israel? Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel? It's an easy one. American people or Israel? You don't got to fake a phone call. American people or Israel?
Man.
Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel? The American people or Israel, sir?
Just answer the question.
Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel?
What a stupid question. No, it's not. If this, I want a politician that says I care about the American people more than any other group of people in the entire world. And I will fight for their interests over the best interests of other people because they elected me. That's what I want my politician to do. Because I want him to be an advocate for me. Not for Nigeria, not for Israel, not for Antarctica, not for Australia, but for me. That's it. It's an instant question. It's an instant answer. Instantaneous, without even thinking. The question is easy as an American. If you don't answer to that, it means that you're compromised at a foundational level. Exactly.
No answer?
Look at these fatties selling out for less money than kids would get to do a Fortnite sponsorship. Isn't that embarrassing? Like you have 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds that are professional Fortnite players that refuse gambling deals for more money than these politicians are selling out the entire country for. It's pathetic. Really, it's pathetic.
That Israel is one of our strongest allies in a part of the world where people are trying to harm us, and I think they need our support.
So should the U.S. continue funding Israel? Despite their links to the...
$14,000. And in my opinion also, by the way, I think that a lot of these people already had these viewpoints, and then these Israeli lobbies just simply boosted the voice of the people that already had these viewpoints. Like, I don't think that a lot of them are necessarily being paid to say this, but they might know that they will stop being paid if they don't say this. But they basically just found people that, you know, already had this opinion, right?
9/11, or their attack on the USS Liberty?
Oh.
I mean, we have American citizens who are about to freeze to death in Western North
What's going on, Baldy?
Carolina. They're sending millions to Israel, so... Well, it is a comparison because the money's going out. It's all coming...
$115,000. I've turned down sponsorships from mobile games for more than that. And this guy is selling out the fucking country. Can you believe that shit? That is insane. I think that's really like that. There's something wrong with that. There's definitely something wrong with that.
From the same people. It's coming from the taxpayers, sir. Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel? American people or Israel, sir? Sir, they're equal? Are you serving Israel or are you serving America?
$61,000. Are you kidding me? 61. Really?
Okay, so can you answer?
I stand with Israel, and he puts his hand on the American Israel flag. Oh my God, what even is this? It says stand with Israel. And he even, he has it right underneath his... Oh my God. Oh, Jesus, bro. Like, now, if I was in charge, if I could do it, all of these people that took money and had dual citizenships and worked in the government to further Israel's interests, you know what I would do? No, you don't, because I'm not going to say it. But I will say this. This is what I would do. I would denaturalize every single one of them as citizens, and I would send them over to Israel. One-way ticket. You're gone. All right. You want to do that? Yep, send them over. Get rid of them. It would stop, and I would do that for every single person that was a dual citizen that I thought was working in the best interest of a foreign government. Like any of these Somalians that are doing it, you're going back to Somalia instantly. You're done. Same thing. Bye-bye. Yep, that's right. Yes, Democrats, America or Palestine? Easy answer. You're missing the big picture. Trump's own son-in-law supports Israel. Yeah. Jared Kushner isn't in office. He's not in office. I mean, I think it's a pretty big difference. Like, and also, by the way, like, I'm not even saying that's good. Like, being Israeli isn't the problem. The issue is the fact that people are elected to office that have dual citizenship, that are advocating for and acting in the best interest of a foreign country. Trump's, like, supporting Israel is one thing, but whenever you're taking a bunch of money from them, you also have a citizenship there. You can't even say that you're working in the best interest of the American people over Israel. I mean, we really have a lot of points on the graph here, and you can draw a pretty goddamn straight line. I don't know what what are we talking about here?
Okay, so can you answer the original question? Who do you care about more, U.S. or Israel?
There's no variance. It's like you're asking...
acting like supporting Israel is just as bad as supporting Somalia is kind of dishonest, don't you think? They're both foreign countries. And you could say that supporting Somalia is worse or better depending on what your opinion of it is and what your opinion of Israel is. But they are both on the spectrum of bad, and go over there then. Like, yes, obviously, like, okay, maybe you think one's better than the other, but both are bad enough for me to say you have to leave. That's the way I would see it. How about supporting Ukraine? I think supporting Ukraine is pretty much the same thing. Yeah, if somebody's a dual citizen in Ukraine and they're advocating for Ukrainian interests over American interests, I would say the same thing. Of course. I mean, is that supposed to be like a gotcha? I mean, it's a very simple concept.
So can you answer the original question? Who do you care about more, U.S. or Israel?
There's no variance. It's like you're asking, you know, do you love your wife more than your daughter? Well, and you said it's a simple question.
It is.
Do you love your wife more than your daughter?
I love the
That's
United
not a
States
simple
more than I love
question.
this. Who's the priority when you're casting a vote in Congress?
$19,000.
America or Israel? It's a very simple question. You're not.
And that's the real problem. Is that question right there?
When I love this, who's the priority when you're casting a vote in Congress? America or Israel?
It's very simple.
Well, it's a very simple question. You're not answering it, Representative.
That's the big one. $19,000.
American people or Israel? American people or Israel, sir?
$28,000.
Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel?
Whoa.
No answer. Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel? American people or Israel, sir? Who do you care about more, the American people or Israel?
Stupid Baldy. Stupid Baldy. Oh my God. Jesus.
No answer?
Why is this such a hard question to answer? Well, that's a great question, isn't it? That's an amazing, great question. There you go. It's not a gotcha. I just think it's different. Sending Ukraine many billions of dollars doesn't serve America's interest any more than aiding Israel in the Middle East. Yeah, it's not talked about the same. I don't think that really, I mean, like, for example, like helping Israel bomb Palestinians is definitely less of an existential threat than Russia with nuclear bombs. Like us trying to, you know, barricade Russia out from taking over Ukraine and expanding and creating a new Soviet Union is a much more existential and direct threat than Hamas in Palestine. Like, are we really going to compare the threat of Russia with nuclear bombs to a fucking some rinky-dink terrorist organization in Palestine? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's not even remotely the same thing.